Hey guys. Actually today I don't even really know why I'm here right now, but I kept getting messages from Jesse telling me to come and talk to you guys. So I was supposed to come last year, so I'm actually in New York right now doing a music performance tonight. So I decided to take some time and speak with you guys. I don't have a PowerPoint presentation. I think a few things I wanted to speak to you guys about is the importance of, you know, the experience of what I've had in working in the Chinese market. I can see that most of us here are Asian. Hopefully most of us are Chinese, I think. That's what Jesse told me. So, you know, I think one common mistake that a lot of people do is saying, it's good for China. It's good for China. So people watch a movie that's Chinese and they say, oh, that was a good movie for a Chinese movie. And for me, that doesn't cut it. That doesn't make sense to me. Do you understand? A movie is a movie. It shouldn't be, oh, because it's a Chinese movie, there's lower standards. So what I think is most important, especially for all of us, you know, we're lucky enough to have a Western education or a Western upbringing, is to understand that the level of quality of work does not differ in different countries. Whenever I do something, I don't think about, oh, I'm doing this for China, so what is good for China? I believe everything that I do, even if it's a Chinese song, I try to think of it as, if my friends in America or a person that worked at a radio station, they listened to my song, what would they think of this song? Now, I'm not saying that the Chinese market is unimportant. It's just that we cannot say to ourselves that, okay, so I want to work in China and these are the guidelines or the status of what is good. Because the problem is with that is that a lot of us maybe already thinking, everyone's like, China's the next market. China's the next superpower. China's this and China's that. Okay, there's a lot of money to be made there. Okay, sure. But you cannot lose the integrity of what you do and what you represent for money. And at the same time, if China is going to become the next superpower or the next place to make business happen, then we cannot be working at a barometer of saying this is good for China. Everything has to be good on an international level. And only then will we be able to be standing proud and say this is Chinese made. The reason why I'm saying this is because when I started Clot in, I don't even remember, man, 15 years ago, I remember something very, 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 very alarming to me is I said, we're made in China. And everyone's like, oh my God, that's horrible. I said, what do you mean? Why is made in China bad? They're like, oh, all these products are getting recalled in America and there's baby products have lead in them or blah, 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 blah. So everything that I've been doing, I've been trying to be made in China, creatively designed in China. Everything is from a Chinese perspective. People ask me, hey, what are you? I'm actually born in Canada, but I tell people I'm Chinese because you can't deny the fact that I'm Chinese. Look at me. I mean, so I say I'm born in Canada, but I'm Chinese. So when people think I say made in China or this we're based in China and it gives them a bad stigmatism, I have to be very aware of everything that I do and everything that I say so that if someone from an international level is looking at the product that we're making or looking at the creative designs or the ideas that we're coming out of, we can be proud to say that, yeah, this is made in China. The first time I ever went to Nike, I told them, hey, we need a shoe. We need to make a shoe. And they're like, oh, well, you're a Hong Kong-based company. We've never done products from Hong Kong. And I said, half your shoes are made in China. Like, what are you talking about? Like, how can you not give us a voice in the international market when you rely on our people to make half of your product? It took me 3 years to keep showing them what we do, showing them that we're not, we're not at a lower level than other creatives. So now, 10 years later, we're still making Nike shoes. We've made 6 pairs of Nike shoes, and our company is now signed to a Nike deal. And that took perseverance, and that took really, 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 really hard work. And quite honestly, every time we make something, although 70% of the people that buy it are Chinese, we don't think of it that way. We think of making a good product. Now, good product, it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter if you're in Brazil. It doesn't matter if you're in Russia. It doesn't matter if you're in Ethiopia. A good product will sell itself. It doesn't have to say made where, made where, made where. So I think the importance of all of you guys is to understand that everything that we do, we should be doing it for an international level. I know that a lot of you might return back to China and work, and you might start falling under that same stigmatism, but that is wrong. I'm telling you right now, it's wrong, because I hate it when people say, oh, yo, look, these rappers the hip-hop is really big in China right now. And they're like, oh, this Chinese rap album is good for China. And it's like, what do you actually mean by that? They're like, oh, well, the beat sounds like it's 6 years old, but, if you actually listen to hip-hop, and I go, then that's wrong, and that's not good. And I'm not trying to disrespect these people, but I'm trying to say that we live in a very small world now, Like, we can take a plane. I'm taking a plane tonight. I'm going to Shanghai, and I'll be there in 10 hours, and I'm doing another job, but it doesn't make my sense of quality level change at all. We have to keep knowing what's good and keep bringing what's good, so that in China, in 10, 15, 20, 50 years, whenever, it really is our time to step up to the plate. We already are trained in offering quality level products or quality level thinking, not judged on the level of what's good in China. Now, I totally understand that, doing business in China is a total different monster than doing different business in, say, America. But I think one of the most important things is, in China, it's very hard to speak your mind. It's very hard to truly and essentially be yourself. But us being exposed to the internet, exposed to the world, when we go back, we have to really, 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 really stay true to your real roots and stay true to whatever your real inspiration and idea is, because we are all global and we're all the same people. Even though our skin may be a different color, it doesn't make any difference. So doing something for China should be doing something for the world, and you should not lower your standards for that. So I feel like that's, one of the most important things that I wanted to tell you guys today. Now, they wanted me to talk to you about some design elements and stuff, and I think you can read about all that on the internet, but I think the most important thing is how to mesh what you know and try to kind of bring it into a larger conversation, so that everyone does not have to change what they want to do. I've never changed what I wanted to do. It's been hard, really hard. But now people are finally telling me that they think that I'm talented, and they think that I'm, a hard worker. I mean, I haven't changed my work ethic in 10, 15 years. And I think that that's something that we all should take back is, people might not understand what you're talking about or what you're thinking. But if you have a good idea, sooner or later, they're going to jump on and they're going to start giving you praise. And I feel like us as the next voice and generation for China, where you guys are being educated in New York, one of the greatest cities in the world. When you go back, you should not forget what you've seen here and not be like, oh, I'm back in China and this is how I should act. No, you're a part of this world, and you should act the way that you want to act and represent the things that you want to represent. And, I think that, like, another good example of that is hip-hop music. I've been doing hip-hop music for 10, 15 years, and now all of a sudden it's super popular in China. So that's an example of my perseverance and my belief in my work. And, I think one of the most important things I've ever learned is, if you find a job that you love, you really don't have to work anymore, because, every day I wake up and I'm doing work. Yeah, I'm doing work. I'm consulting for this brand, I'm recording this song, I'm designing the shoe, but it's not really work to me. It's just because it's something that I love, it's something that I'm passionate for, it's something that I want to tell the world. So I think what's most important also that I wanted to tell you is, you know, it might be that tech is really in right now, or I don't know, basketball or something, right? And you're like, oh, I'm going to go to that market and try to make some money. 9 out of 10 times you will lose because you're only trying to do it for finance. Finance is secondary. Passion is first. Because, like I said, if you have passion for something, no matter how hard it is, it's all worth it. But if you're just trying to look for a dollar bill, there's a lot of places you can find easy money. But if you're trying to do something for 10 to 15 years, or for your lifetime, if you go into an industry that is only because there's money or my mother told me to go do it, I feel sorry for you because you're going to have a horrible life. And every day you wake up, you're going to have to be look at yourself in the mirror and you're going to be sad. So I think another thing that I wanted to tell you guys is to believe in yourself and to believe in your dreams and really, you know, find your own groove and stick to it, believe in it. And no matter if you're doing it in America, if you're doing it in China, if you're doing it in Japan, just do it at the same quality level. Do not, because other people are working at a lower standard or a lower level thinking, go down to that level so that you can, I don't know, I don't really know how to explain it. It's something that I've never done. I've never bent over for anybody. And I think, you know, the willpower of yourself will be the testament of Chinese people for the next 50 to 100 years. And I think that we are the most important people right now in the world because we have a great chance and we have one of the largest nations. We're becoming more and more important on the international level. And what is most important is the next generation, because right now I can pinpoint so many things that when I go to China, what I think are wrong. A lot of people say, "Hey, Edison, you can't change this." And I said, "Yeah, but I'm going to try." And even if I don't succeed, if I've, like, say, I've inspired this guy right there, you know, and he's the next guy, then I've done my job, because it doesn't have to happen in my lifetime. It doesn't have to happen on myself. As long as I really believe in something, I hope that in the future it will change. So I believe that us as a people, we have a very, very large responsibility to pinpoint what we think is wrong and to pinpoint exactly how we're going to make those changes. Now, like I said, it might not happen in your lifetime, but we are the force to make that wave start going, you know? So I believe one day we really will be maybe the most influential, most powerful country in the world. But it's up to you guys, really. I mean, I'm 37. I'm old. So you guys are the young ones. So hopefully you guys can really follow your dreams, understand what the level of quality is, and keep at it, you know, because no one else will have the opportunity like us, because when we finish school, we go back and it's a whole different playing level, and we need to influence the people over there to start understanding the values, the rights that we believe in. And I think that, you know, that's the most important thing that I can tell you, you know, like I can tell you about a story I had filming a movie or recording a song, but I don't really think that matters, you know. I think what matters is to be able to inspire the next generation to do better, to make a difference. And that's why today I decided to come here and speak to you guys, because you guys are way too important, and you guys might not understand that, you know, especially if you guys are planning to go back into China and work. You guys are the voice of reason. People don't understand what we're talking about a lot of the time there. And it'll take patience, and it'll take kind of, you know, due diligence for you to really make them understand, but it's worth it, number one. And over time, I really believe that they will change and they will listen. So, you know, there's good things and bad things everywhere. There's good things and bad things in America. There's good things and bad things in China. Take the good and try to make it better, and try to make people better. And I think that that's the most important thing. So